For 3 years, we've been building this Land Rover.
And for the last 3 videos, Jack's been saying we can drive this.
But this is the video where that changes. But to see how we got here, let's go back in time. Wayne's on 2. So if that all worked well, future Jack has just passed you back to me. Past Jack, slightly younger. What's happened? Right, since the last video, I've connected everything up, and now when we turn this on, we've got some lights. We've also got indicators and headlights, and I'll show you. Look. We've got lights and stuff, and the engine is already wired up as well, because obviously I ran all the wires at the same time. Can look out to turn the lights off. Now I won't lie to you, we have had the engine running. I'll insert a little phone video here. And as you can see, it's not running great, but it's in and running. So next on my list of things to make this work is the clutch doesn't work. I think it needs adjusting. I've got to do that, and in the last video I said about brakes, so I've now got to take the wheels off, take the drums off, because we have new brake cylinders. So, let's get into it. So that is the cylinder swapped over. Now, I only filmed one side because it's the same, but mirrored. Now, next on the list of jobs is to adjust the clutch, because at the moment, there's not a clutch. Simple as that, really. It needs a little bit of adjustment. I've got to fit in this tiny gap under here, and to keep things interesting, I've also added some brake fluid to the equation. So, I don't know if I'll be able to film under there, but if I can, I will. If not, next time you see me, hopefully there's a clutch. Ooh. Oh, fogged up. Hang on. Hang on. So, adjusted the clutch. I've also fitted the seats so I could actually test the clutch, because it was really hard to do with the little rolly chair in there. That seems to be working now. Now, I won't know until we start it, but it seems to be working. Same as the gears. It seems like we've got all the gears now. I thought I'd just quickly bleed the brakes off camera, because it's obviously a little bit on the boring side, but naturally me and brakes don't actually seem to work well together, so much like on the Escort, the Flexi's failed on this. Luckily I have my Beetle pan in the back room, which has got new brake lines and Flexis on it, so I'm going to have to sacrifice that, and that's buried behind a load of stuff, so let's go get it off. I'm gonna need... Oh, I hit my head. Ow. Right, I've got concussion and some spanners. So, through here, in the darkness, is my Beetle pan. So I'll leave you here for a moment while I clamber... Oh no, that's not a very good angle. I'll leave you here while I clamber over and get it. And just like that, have a new brake line. Now, question to those in the audience. I've wanted to do a build a card to give away to you lot. Give away, I mean, you buy a t-shirt, you could win a car, that sort of deal, for a little while now, and I've been unsure what to do. Now, I have got a Beetle, which has been around for about 10 years. and never been on the road. Now, let me know in the comments, if I was to build that, would you not be interested in winning it? Now, it wouldn't just be a normal Beetle, I think we'd body drop it and make it on the floor static. You know, nice wheels, that sort of deal. But yeah, let me know in the comments if there's something you'd be interested in. Horrible job, but that is a new Flexion. So, we've given him a little bit of a bleed. I think now I want to try start it and see if it goes in a gear. So if it goes in a gear, I can roll forward and see if the brakes work. So I've got the jump pack on. Now whether this will work or not, I do not know. Moves. So it does move, but the brakes I think need more bleeding and the clutch needs a bit more tweaking, but I think I might take it out, spin it around, bring it back, and then I can time up the engine and that, but with the exhaust poking out the door, so I don't want to die. That's quite exciting though. If you wondered how well turning around in the yard went, it went this well.
It didn't go very well at all for you. It went very well for me.
I don't know, you had to push me back in.
Oh, yeah, I suppose, but...
So, the brakes weren't that good, but I made a quick spacer for the master cylinder, so they're fine now. Didn't film it because it's very boring, but the clutch has also stopped working. So I drove out fine, and then it was no bueno. I couldn't get back in a gear. Now I believe it's the bit I adjusted yesterday has either come loose or needs changing, but this was obviously a Beetle pan, but it's been shortened, so the clutch cable is now too long, so you can't use the adjustment. So I'm going to roll under there and have an inspection, and then I will fix it, because it's no use having a car without a clutch, unless it's of course an automatic, but this is not. Yes? So it's actually the next day now. I spent the rest of yesterday trying to sort the clutch. Might be done, might not, because it ran out of battery, so I can't even try it. But I fitted this, and now we're going to fit this. So I've cut a load of the extra bracketry out to make it a bit lighter, and I'm going to remove this panel and see the best way of fitting it. I've lifted it 4 mil, I think, off the floor, which allows the rear to air up without it crushing. So, let's make some brackets. To do the bumper, I've cut all of these extra brackets off. There's loads of them. I've also trimmed the whole bottom off of the original bumper because that's heavy. I then made some brackets that go, these two go chassis, and this one is on the front panel, and then that will, cross it light now, that will go on here. Just got to find the middle and then drill and bolt that to it, and we'll have a bumper. So that is the bumper fitted and on. Hasn't come off yet. I've just popped the doors on. Now they fit about as well as my trousers, but I think that's more to do with this, you know, kind of how it was put together at one point. But we are pretty sure the clutch and brakes are okay now. I'll get my glamorous assistant to give you a demonstration quickly.
Oh, what am I doing?
Just go backwards and forwards. And we'll just, oh, look at the suicide doors. That is the second coolest car in here with suicide doors.
What are you complaining about? Doors are
You stopped like a champion then, and you look.
I'll be honest, I thought the windscreen was going to flop down.
That could have happened. You look a lot like Steve Carell in The Office.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm not sure what the next job's going to be. So when I work that out, I will pick up the camera again. But yeah, that was more of just an update. The bodywork is actually largely there now. I popped this back in. I don't know if I showed that. And I need to fix the number plate light. That's on the list. But we're going to have to get some more paint anyway to touch these hinges up and a few other bits. Add some texture to these panels, etc. But yes, when I work out what I'm doing next, I'll appear again. Next job is actually going to be to clean this mess I've made up. And then we'll do something exciting. So I'm all cleaned up now, but I pulled the Land Rover outside and I've noticed, I don't know if you can see that, but it's leaking a lot. It's coming out of the rocker cover, so I've got to add rocker cover gasket to the list of things. Now, in the last clip, I think I was saying I wasn't sure what to do next, and it's getting towards the time where we've got to fit the roof. Now, it's not going on as it is. It's going to be a little bit different, but we'll go through that when we put it on. So that, I think, could be next on the list. But it's now Friday night, and I want to put a video out Sunday. And this video, I want to make sure it's real good. So this will be coming out next Sunday, which is like the first Sunday of March, I think, because I have to wait for my Mac to get back from being fixed so I can edit it all up properly. So tomorrow I'm going to dig this nail out and we are going to make a front bumper, because it's been on the list of things I've wanted to do since I got the car. So I'm going to do that, film that and put that out, which when you're watching this will actually be last week, so I don't know why I'm even telling you, but yeah, that's what's happening. So it is now a few days later and the plans actually worked, and I made a video about making a bumper like I said in the last clip. So for those who watched the video, thank you. Those who didn't, but just an update. I polished it all and fitted loosely. I haven't actually made a bracket yet. Fitted the front plate, and yeah, everyone who commented saying keep it on, definitely the right idea. It does look good now. But back to my Land Rover. Now, I've stripped the roof down and just given it a pressure wash because it was covered in about 2 years worth of dirt. But that's not going on just yet because I'm waiting for the steel. Next on the list is something I keep forgetting about, which is actually the air ride. So, plans for this. Obviously the lines are all ran and they all come in. I've got these wires. So this is, I think, from Brazil is where this air ride came from. Basically, you've got ups, downs, and it's going to be wired in. So although it's running four-way, so each bag is separate and they'll go into the manifold separately, the wiring will actually be joined together. So you'll have a front up, front down, rear down. So you've not got the dodgy aspect of air pushing from one bag to the other, but they will raise and drop together. Now, this down here is an old broken remote from the T25 we done, which was also Miles's for his hydros, but what was actually gone was the diodes on here, so the actual remote element of it still works. So I'm going to fit this to this, meaning when you walk up, you can walk up to it and go, oh, I want the front up, and beep beep, and then beep beep. Doesn't beep, but you get the idea. And that will then raise this to drive height as you're walking up to it, because this will drive at basically any height. Well, it'll drive all the way down. So all you'll need is a little bit of air in it, so you can just bap it up as you come. Now this hole here, which used to be, I'm gonna guess, the fuel filler. I'm not a Land Rover owner, so I couldn't say that for definite, but I'm gonna guess that it is. We are gonna put a twin needle gauge in here, make a little panel, and put a twin needle gauge so you can see the pressure of the front and the rear in that hole. Because I think it finishes off that hole nicely, and it'll also double up so you can, if you want to, see how much pressure you got. So first on the list, I think, is mount I'll tell you what, I'm going to lift it out, put these fittings in, then drill some mounting holes, mount the 2 compressors back on it, which are in a box over on the shelf, then extend these wires and run them through, put the box on, and then hopefully it all works. I will film as much as possible, but until we become super famous YouTubers and can afford a cameraman, it's actually quite hard to do both. So I do apologise to the people who always say, can you film a bit more? It is quite hard, but I'm also terrible at it. Got these blanks in. These manifolds are double-sided, so you've got a inlet and exhaust, and the same on that side, and then you've got your 4 to your bags on both sides. So I put bungs in the top ones. I've just hooked that up, and I was just playing with the wiring just to check that works. So obviously the downs won't work because there's no pressure in the lines, but so this is 3 and 4 up, and then we've got also 1 and 2 up. Now if I do this one, that is just doing that one, whereas if I do the 1 and 2 up, that is doing 1 and 2. So that's both of them going, whereas if I do the 3 and 4 up, that's only that one. So there might be an issue here, or there might be an issue inside. Could be a sticky valve, could be as simple as just this joint that's in here, but I'm going to take these out anyway to extend the wires. So I think I will start by snipping this and seeing what happens. So now they're stripped, if I balance this here, right, that's that one, and we've got nothing on the 4th one, so I guess we're going to have to whip the top off here and see what's going on. So with the top off, it actually turned out just to be, I've lost it now, this joiner was pants. But while the top's off, I've matched these to the same length. If you now go on those, it then opens them. So I shall join them together here, just tidy up the rest a little bit and put the lid back on. This is in the hill now, and I need to move the Land Rover because Chris needs to use the ramp, and it doesn't actually need to be on the ramp. So a quick test to see if everything works now is that tank is full of air, and in theory, if actually I'll give Chris the camera for a second, because it's not like he's got enough on. Just hold that.
Busy.
We're just going to see if it airs up or not. But it might be hard for me to hold everything on. Right.
Is there air in it?
Yeah, in theory, one of these is enough. Not that one.
That one's front up. That one's rear up. So you want that?
So,
That work a treat.
that stuff works. It's not finished, but it works. I might actually flip these 2 compressor brackets round to the back and sit the compressors at the back side there.
Oh yeah.
But I might not. Undecided. But for now, I'm going to roll this out the way so Chris can use the ramp, and then work out the next job. So with that outside, we thought it'd be rude not to try the roof on. Now, obviously there's going to be posts, but we're going to leave the sides off So there'll be a post in here, a post here, potentially one down here as well. But then I'm going to make some nice, really nice gussets to go in between the posts. I think the profile of it is about right. Should look pretty cool when it's on. Sorry about the car noise, we're on a main road, but yeah, I think that should work. Now we're running slightly out of time for how much more we can get done in this video. I've got to film what you would have seen at the start of this video, which was the intro. I haven't actually filmed that yet, so I've got to film that now. So I shall do that and then regroup and work out the plan. And that, unfortunately, folks, is all we have time for on this one. Now, I did want to get it completely finished, but there's actually been extra jobs added. So I think that warrants another video. Now, the next video won't be next week because I've got some other stuff I need to get on with. So I'll have to do that before I can do one of these. If you all ask Chris nicely, he might do a little walk round of this van with some little cinematics maybe.
I might do, yes. I shall discuss in length this wonderful vehicle.
This little bit of backstory, this is actually Chris's dad's van. I don't know if it's actually been shown in this video or not. It did in the last one.
And might have made an appearance in the background.
I think it's made an appearance a few times, yeah. By the time you're watching this, this isn't actually going to be here anymore, but...
So yes, this is Dad's 64 Ford Econoline. So, we shall maybe next week, perhaps, or maybe an interim video. Maybe.
I've got a lot of work to do on it this week.
Yeah, don't sign me up for too many videos.
Yeah, I got a lot of work to do on it this week, so maybe it'll be like next week's video.
Let us know in the comments if you want to see a walk round and a little cinematic-y feature on this, and we can certainly sort that out for you. But until then, I am going to go home and do some work on the new secret project, because that needs an MOT, and I'm not going to bore you all with MOT work, just the fun stuff. So I shall go and do that. Chris will be slaving over a hot workshop all weekend, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I'll be here.
He'll be here. So, thank you for watching. Hope you'd enjoyed it. They'll get better. The more people that subscribe and watch, the more chance we ever stand of actually making some money from YouTube, so we can buy some more stupid cars and make some more stupid content. But from me and Christopher, a goodbye.
Thank you, goodbye.
You should be ashamed.
The pedals are so violent, I couldn't do anything with my heels.